Last week, A Nerd Life, in quotations, was a working title, so the final name of the podcast will be 9 to 5 Nerds. We all have jobs. So this is 9 to 5 Nerds with, I'm Robert Swathwood, Corey Urkel.
Hello.
Our guest stars this week are Brian Pasafume.
Hey guys.
And Anthony Smith.
What's up, guys?
Today's episode is going to be Deadpool and Walking Dead. We all saw Deadpool this week. And I hope we all saw Walking Dead this week because I told you all to watch it. So let's just start off about what we all thought of Deadpool and go from there. I liked it.
So I had no idea what to expect going into it, and I was hooked in the first 15 minutes.
What level of did you not know what was happening?
So it's not that I didn't know what was happening. I'm just not too familiar with Deadpool's story.
Okay.
You know, I wasn't a huge X-Force fan or anything like that, but I had been collecting Deadpool comics for 6 years. And I started with Deadpool 1. I read for quite a while. That was good. It got a little crazy because it was Deadpool and Deadpool Squirrel and Deadpool Dog and Deadpool Family and Deadpool Wife and
Which they weren't in the movie.
I know.
Which is disappointing.
Maybe the second one. But it got so spread out that I'm just like, I gotta stop. I gotta pull it back. So I got rid of all my Deadpool comics.
But you kept X-Men Origin. Wolverine Origin, sorry, whatever you call it.
No.
No, you can keep that?
No.
Wait,
that's the best Deadpool in any version of anything.
Were there individual comics about the dog and the rat and the squirrel?
It's like when Marvel has a big event going on. Read World War Hulk. All right, I'll read World War Hulk, which is awesome. But you have to read this book and 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 this book to get the full story, and you're just like, fuck this. Yeah. I don't have to buy.
Or you just use the internet.
That's not as fun.
It's cheaper.
That was something similar that DC did with the Death in the Family storyline with Batman, where Joker cuts his face off. So you had to read 4 different volumes of 4 different books to understand all of the viewpoints for the whole story.
It makes it rough. I mean, obviously they want to make as much money as possible. That's the point.
They know some people will buy it. Oh.
My fucking Walking Dead, and it's 15 issue 100 covers.
15 variants, and you gotta buy them all. It's like Pokemon.
But as far as Deadpool goes, it's hard to think of a better superhero movie. I mean, it's up there with Avengers 1, Iron Man 1. I'd say it's up there with Dark Knight.
Winter Soldier.
With Winter Soldier. Those are like Guardians of the Galaxy. I wouldn't put Deadpool above Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers. It's in like the A list, though. It's in like the...
Dark Knight doesn't go up there for you?
No, it does.
It's more of a category.
They're all in the upper,
echelon
of superhero movies. I can't put Deadpool above those, but man, just in the first 10 seconds with the intro, with the, like, when it's like some asshat director or some, tool bag. I love the fact that they put the Rob L on the coffee cup, because...
Rob Lowe is in the movie.
Rob Lowe's in the movie, because of the co-creator. So that was cool, and I've looked at a lot of stuff that's different, Easter eggs and different things, but you can't find a bad thing to say about the movie.
Yeah, you can. There are no jokes for like 20 minutes in the movie, midway through, when he was being... he took a turn for the seriousness.
Yeah.
He had one good joke, and that was the lettuce and the teeth. Besides that, there was like 20 minutes there where it got serious for a minute, and then it went back to funny. They should take that part out or shorten it.
Really?
Yeah. I think they could have made that into like 10 minutes.
I had no problem with it.
Yeah, me either.
I think it took away, it slowed it down because it was nonstop laughing before, and then seriousness, and then nonstop. But
it's also a different type of movie, though. Like, it's rated R. They have to get that serious badassery in there. Yeah.
It's funny.
Corey also... I have to cut you off.
Oh, my God.
Because Corey also thinks that American History X, the relationship between Edward Norton's character and the black guy in the prison wasn't enough for him to reform.
Somebody who's a lifelong racist befriends one person of the opposite race in prison. I don't think that is enough to change a person.
It was also his teacher that came and saw him as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he didn't like that guy.
Not at first. He didn't like the laundry guy.
He made the switch arbitrarily after being raped by a couple of guys. So it's just... I don't know. He must have had a switch that turned him off racist, and it was way up his ass. Because that's the only explanation. So
you think it more had to do with the rape than it did with people of other races helping him out while he was
it's both, but I don't think if he had been raped, he would have become non-racist.
But would it have been different if he got raped by a black guy?
Yeah, then he would have been as bad as he was, I guess.
It wouldn't have changed anything.
Yeah, he would have been about the same.
Not that it has anything to do with Deadpool or Walking Dead.
Yeah, no, Deadpool, I don't think he's racist. He has a black blind lady living with him.
Yeah.
That's all
Hashtag
good.
drive-by.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was excellent. It was
Yeah, very good.
solid movie.
One thing I thought was strange about the movie is that they changed Colossus's character.
What do you mean?
Like, it's a different actor, right?
Yeah,
yes.
but I mean, who knows what that other guy is doing? He could be fucking dead in a gutter. He could be hanging by his fucking neck in his fucking closet.
I don't think he had any speaking lines in X-Men. I think X-Men 2, they cast somebody who looked like Colossus, and then they kept him in Part 3 because he wanted to do it. But did he speak in Part anything?
I don't know.
I don't think so. So,
Might have when Wolverine was leaving them after.
No, he did the
after
little. He
mansion.
did the little face nod. The
Oh.
little, you know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
Take him, and he did the little face nod.
So,
I loved Colossus in Deadpool. He was. I don't care about continuation or anything.
yeah, so
That doesn't bother
if
me.
Kitty Pryde could be changed from X-Men 1 to X-Men 2 and 3 to have more lines, then Colossus could be changed from the
And
other
he was
X-Men.
gigantic. Like.
Yeah, massive.
Not as gigantic as Gina Carano's whole body. She's huge.
She was pretty big. She.
Unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Gina Carano. You know who Gina Carano is?
No.
She was she was on American Gladiators when it came back, and she was
Is that the girl that played
was-
Angel or whatever?
no, it was the girl that played.
She's had a couple movies.
She was
but-
she was Ajax's sidekick in Deadpool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
I
she
know
was
that.
a MMA fighter and stuff.
Pretty
But she
famous.
fought at 135 pounds, and she looked at like a solid. She didn't look fat. She just looked
No.
like solid.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I love and I immediately thought of you, Corey, when they did she's gonna do the superhero landing, the 3-point landing, because we had a discussion about like every superhero that lands does the 1 foot, 1 knee fist.
Yeah.
Like
So that's why Deadpool's funny. 'Cause it makes fun of superhero tropes, but it did make fun of how he got his powers trope. He did the exact same thing that Wolverine did, and all he did was make a joke about lettuce, and that was. I thought he was gonna make fun of the whole fact that he did it in a way, but not as much as he did everything else.
I don't think he was ugly enough.
Yeah, he definitely could have been uglier.
It's Ryan Reynolds. You can't make him
He
any
can't
uglier.
make it.
It's hard to make.
They
lines,
tried.
basically.
Believe me, they sewed his mouth shut.
I like that he had the toy in
Yeah.
the movie,
Totally. He needed to call out that for being shit.
and he called out Green Lantern a couple times.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And T.J. Miller was really good in the movie too.
Oh, I loved his character.
Yeah, he was really good.
Yeah, surprisingly, because I'd never seen him in anything, but I know he's in a lot.
Yeah, he's in surprisingly a lot of stuff.
He was good. Everybody was good. The girlfriend lady.
I think she's smoking hot, and I have since I saw her on Firefly.
Yeah, and he gets a bad rap, but nobody liked the villain. They say he wasn't strong, cool enough, but I had no problem with the villain.
What's he from?
I think Ajax's lady was way hotter than Deadpool's lady.
Really?
You thought Gina Carano was better looking than?
Yep.
Oh, God,
Wow,
I
because
think-
what's her name was pretty good looking.
Monica.
She got. I'm not down that. I'm just saying.
I think I've always thought Gina Carano is pretty hot. Not as much in this with the
Yeah, I mean not for this.
Extra
but she-
30 pounds.
muscle,
Yeah, she was thick.
and it wasn't just funny, but the action was it was excellent.
Yeah.
It was.
You and I both, when the chain ripped off the guy's head, were
Yeah.
just like, "Whoa!"
I don't gasp in movies very often, and I can't remember the last time I laughed that much in a movie either.
No, oh my god, so much laughing, so bad, so good.
That was terrible.
Yeah, well, funniest movie I've seen in a long, long time.
But the question was, is it better than Guardians of the Galaxy? I don't think so.
It's on a different scale, though.
It is, but it isn't. It's you,
This is more taking sides. You like better Chris Pratt or Ryan Reynolds?
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, there you go.
I love Chris Pratt, and I love Ryan Reynolds too. They're both great. But
I think that's what it comes down to, personal choice. Because
do you think Deadpool's better than Guardians of the Galaxy?
I don't know. I have to watch it a second time. Every time I watch something a second time, it gets progressively worse.
What about you?
I think Guardians is a better movie.
What was wrong with Deadpool then?
I mean, I'm not a critical person, so it's hard for me to think of all the things I didn't like about it.
Corey is the ultimate critical person.
Yeah,
I know.
play devil's advocate. What didn't you like? If you can nitpick.
It's hard to do a week after, to be honest. I mean, we saw it last Saturday, so I feel like we would have to rewatch it and then sit and talk.
How about we do the podcast while we're watching the movie?
Next
We-
time.
Katrina was talking about that
Some
about
copyright infringement.
Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah, I think they had permission.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing we don't have.
Well, ask that guy from that movie if we have permission to.
I met him.
Did you?
Yeah.
Do you think you could contact him?
No.
Why not? You can find people's emails.
The guy who's making the Tony Red Show guy?
No, I think you're talking about. No, the movie we're gonna watch for the next.
I don't know that guy.
So what? It's not like he's somebody super famous. What is the movie called?
The Room.
And that's that clip you sent me. That's terrible.
Did I send you a clip a long time ago?
Yeah.
I wanted to watch the movie for years now. Oh yeah.
Did you buy it?
Yeah, I bought it. I own it now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
We'll talk about that towards the end because that's gonna be next week's topic of discussion.
Yeah.
Anthony, did you stay after the credits to see the after credit scenes?
No, and I'm so pissed that I didn't because I was wondering why everybody stayed, and I was like, you know what, I'll beat the crowd and I'll go. And then I didn't know that there was 2 at the end, and so yeah, I'm pretty bummed out that I didn't stay long enough.
There's always an end scene, and I mean the fact that he just straight said, "Oh, we're gonna have cable."
He talked to the audience.
Yeah.
Again.
You didn't see it? Did you hear that?
Did you watch it
Is that what he
online?
said?
No.
He goes, "Oh, and by the way, Deadpool 2 is gonna have cable." And then he was like, and then he did the Ferris Bueller.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Yeah.
Have you stayed to the end credits on that?
No.
He talks to the audience in that movie. At the end, he walks down his bathrobe in a hallway and says, "What are you doing, everybody? The show's over. Go home." Deadpool does the same thing. He walks down a bathrobe, says, "What are you doing? The movie's over." And what are you expecting? Some cool thing to talk about the show, about the sequel? We don't have enough money for that. We barely made this movie. And he walks away, stops, and he comes back and says, "Okay, we'll tell you one thing. We're definitely going to have cable in there. And who can play him? I don't know. Blah, 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 blah. Keira Knightley, maybe." And then he makes the Ferris Bueller noise. Chicka-chwa.
That's cool.
That was it.
You know, I mean, I think it's pretty unanimous who the best pick.
And he said Dolph Lundgren, too.
He did. Which was funny because he was in the commercials.
Yeah.
But I think it's pretty. Almost everybody is collectively
Who did you
saying
say?
Stephen Lang.
Okay. I hadn't thought about him until,
He basically played Cable in
Avatar.
Avatar.
Yeah. Because I've only seen him in, I think, 3 movies. But, yeah, he's perfect.
Do you remember Avatar at all? You've seen it, right?
Yeah, I've seen
Not
it.
a great movie.
It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
It was cool to watch, but the gray-haired guy, the villain from that, he wants to play him. People want him to play him, and he's already started putting on muscle. Like the first one, it was like his arm was kind of small, but he was flexing, and his arms were gigantic. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I think he'd be perfect. I hadn't thought about it at the time, but after he came out with that, totally. That has to be the choice, man.
Yeah.
He wants to do it.
Although Thomas Jane wanted to be Jonah Hex, and he did that like little short for it, and they gave it to Josh Brolin.
Really?
Yeah.
Josh Brolin's awesome though, but
Jonah
Thomas
Hex.
Jane is also.
Jonah Hex was not awesome though. Cool
John
superpower.
Bernthal is the Punisher, and it looks fucking badass. I can't wait for that to come out. I'm gonna go see Batman vs Superman simply because the last trailer when we saw Deadpool had Batman straight block Superman's punch, and I was like, oh shit, did you see that?
That's what everybody.
He blocked it. I'm like,
yeah,
but
that's a good way to end the last trailer before the movie.
But I'm more excited about Daredevil season 2.
The Man of Steel too.
Yes. Plus, cause I hate Superman, so there's that.
Yeah, but if he gets beat,
Yeah,
and he will.
No, it's gonna be a freaking 3-way tie.
Did anyone see the Betty White review of Deadpool?
No.
She sat there for 30 seconds and said it was a once-in-a-lifetime movie. Unless, like, the whole family will enjoy, unless your family's all fucked up and a bunch of, like, inbred incest family. I am paraphrasing Betty White right now. And she says how hot Ryan Reynolds is in his red leather suit, and she gave it 4 Golden Girls.
That's pretty good.
It was awesome.
She said something about dildos.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it behind her.
I would do
Maybe I would.
I saw an ad that had make your loved one's ashes into a see-through glass dildo.
No.
No?
No. Don't do that. That's horrible.
Why not?
That's bad.
No, it's fine.
A glass, no.
Just the glass part.
So if it was rubber,
yes, fine, perfect.
Maybe.
Strap it on.
Glass just. What if it breaks?
So what if it is ahead of time? They make a mold of your own penis, and they put your ashes in your penis.
No.
I don't think there's enough room for that.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Well, they can take a little bit.
It's gonna like half a nut, and that's gonna be it.
Well, I mean, but then you can, even after death, you can squish.
No. No, I'll be long gone.
Yeah, but who knows who you'd be
I won't
squishing?
care.
Future generations.
There's also a petition going online to have
I saw
Deadpool
this.
host Saturday Night Live.
That would be excellent. But it's never been done before where somebody's hosted in character, they said.
And I think he's too R-rated for SNL to be.
They also
Fun.
said that they only typically do guests when they're promoting something that's about to come out or it came out that week or something like that. By the
Deadpool
time they
2.
would do this, yeah, maybe Deadpool 2, but by the time, if they did it like next week, the movie's already been out for a couple weeks.
I'm assuming that they have those people set up at least a month out, probably farther.
Yeah.
I just know they write the sketches the week of, and then they do walkthroughs and table reads.
I heard they do it live.
They do it live.
Do?
That's-
They do it live.
They do live?
They do live.
Oh, shit. No pun intended.
I don't watch SNL unless Bernie Sanders is on it.
Or Ronda Rousey. Or Kylo Ren.
That was so
So
funny.
funny.
No, I hate Ronda Rousey so much.
But you love Kylo Ren.
I do love Kylo Ren,
You son of a bitch.
which is funny because they're both.
He
whiny
killed your favorite
bitches.
character of all time.
How is that even possible that I like Kylo Ren, but he killed my favorite Star Wars character?
Because you used to be an emo girl like him. Sorry. Deadpool Brian. What do you think?
I would want him to host. I think it would be fun. I think they could get it put together. They did it for Betty White, which I thought was interesting, but that was a year out, so maybe
She has a
in a
character,
year
that
they do
one.
it. Yeah, she is definitely a character. So it would be interesting. It would be unprecedented. It would be hilarious.
How old is Betty White?
92?
She's still going.
Christ.
Yeah, she's going.
You want to hear something
He's
really
still been
sad?
here?
Sure.
And I read it. And I'm like, man, Stanley is doing his last ever convention,
Yeah,
and he's retiring.
I heard that.
Oh,
About time.
He's 94,
Yeah.
93 or 94 years old.
No point keep traveling the
Yeah.
country. He needs to settle down and freaking relax.
He did. He went to a strip club and became a DJ.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
That was one of his better cameos.
Yeah, so good.
But it's sad, you know. I mean, I'm surprised he's retiring and not just saying. I'm sure he lives in LA where everybody else lives. I'm surprised he's not going to say I'm just doing Kamikaze because it's called Stanley's Kamikaze. I'm surprised, you know, he just doesn't get a limo down the street and go. But it might be the interaction with fans that, you know. I also read that he can't even read comics anymore.
Right, because
Which
his
is-
vision's so bad.
They're that bad, huh?
Yeah, it's just sad, and
Comics not very good anymore.
I'm glad.
For Stanley.
I'm glad that I got a chance to meet him. It was one of the highlights of my Comic-Con ever. I mean, I got to meet him and Morgan Spurlock at the same time, which was cool. But it was something else.
Quick offshoot. Best person you've met at a convention. We've established that you met those two.
I'd say it was one of the best. My reoccurring Robert Kirkman visits are the highlight of each year.
Okay. Corey.
I've never had any substantial interaction.
You met the
with-
guy that made Metal Gear Solid, right?
I got him to sign something, but he speaks Japanese.
Kojima?
Yeah.
You met him.
Very cool.
He had a signing, so it was a line. It was upstairs when Metal Gear
Oh.
Solid 4 came out. Yeah.
Bruce Campbell.
2008.
Bruce Campbell I'd have to put on my list of favorite people I've met. And I got to meet, the one year I got to meet Sean Astin, Billy Boyd, David Wenham, and a couple other people from Lord of the Rings, and they were okay. But
Mine would have to be Robert England or Claudio Sanchez from Coheed and Cambria. That's totally unrelated to Comic-Con, but I met him at Comic-Con, which was great.
he's nice.
Oh
He's
yeah,
always
super
seemed-
nice.
I met Q from Impractical Jokers 2 years ago. He was
Yes.
kind of a dick.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
I seen him walk by
Which is-
last year.
You see, there's such an eclectic mix of people that you will see at Comic-Con. I've seen Greg Miller, who used to work at IGN. I saw the center for the Tennessee Titans probably 6 years ago. I met Bobby Moynihan a couple years ago from Saturday Night Live.
I was there.
Yeah, you were there. You took the picture.
I didn't know who he was.
We saw Patton Oswalt 2 years ago. We saw Simon Pegg and Nick Frost in the
Yeah.
Walking Dead panel before it was even a show.
Yeah, that was cool.
Um,
Were you with us then?
I wasn't with you.
I think I was when Simon Pegg came up and said what's up to Parker, and
I wasn't out there then.
was
Yeah.
it was it Katrina?
was
that was
Katrina
out there?
and Bernadette.
Katrina and Bernadette.
and he came up because he was missing his son, so he said hi to Parker and Katrina, and probably coochie cooed under his chin or something when he was a baby because
Coochie cooed.
he was probably only
Son.
What did you do to her?
he was probably only 8 months old. I think he was
Mm-hmm.
just born.
Yeah, that was the last time I went to Comic Con.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Wow.
Sad bastard.
This will be year 20 for me.
you?
Yeah.
Straight through?
1996 is the first year I went, and yes, I believe it's been straight through.
When did I start going with you? 2007? 2008?
I don't know.
Well, it was before that. It was like,
When did you? This is
05.
we determined this was your 7th year, right?
No.
8th year?
No.
9th year?
Probably. Yeah. I've worked with you for 10.
That's sad. What are you wearing on your hands? It is not that cold in here.
Mittens. Kitten mittens.
That is terrible.
Yeah, all right. Make
Is
me
it
feel-
is it worse than what's on my feet?
No, nothing's worse than
No.
He's wearing. What are those considered?
Moccasins.
They're Minnetonka moccasins that I got for Christmas from my mom.
Made from real Native Americans.
That is not true.
No?
But they look like just fuzzy elf slippers.
Well, you are short.
No, you look like Pocahontas.
If
You can
only.
paint with the colors of the rainbow with those.
I wish.
Can you sing with all the colors of the wind? Oh, paint.
Paint with all
I
the
don't
Paint with
know.
all the colors of the wind. Damn it.
I don't know.
Well, Pocahontas was the drop off in those early '90s Disney movies. After Aladdin,
Yeah,
it just
Avatar was a better
It just kind of
Pocahontas.
tanked down.
I
So,
love Aladdin. That is my favorite Disney movie. I
of
love
all of
Aladdin.
them?
Out of all of them, Disney, not
Not
including,
Pixar.
not including Pixar movies. Yes,
That's a pro ISIS.
What
movie.
about including like the recent Disney computer animated movies,
like Wreck-It Ralph,
and Big Hero 6 and Frozen?
it's not Frozen.
Yeah, it's Frozen.
I like Frozen, but I like Tangled better than Frozen, and I like Wreck-It Ralph probably the best. What's your favorite short? What's your favorite Pixar short? I've watched all of them at this point because I watched a stupid short thing on Netflix.
I haven't seen them all.
There's some terribly sad ones.
The cloud one is really sad to me, where the cloud's rainy and no one wants to play with it, and then
Reminds you of your childhood?
a little bit. And then the stork comes back with like the football padding, and he's super happy. Yeah, that was a tearjerker.
I love Paperman.
I was say
Paperman is
Paperman, the Umbrella one, the only ones I can remember the last few years.
You haven't seen Big Hero 6, so you haven't seen Feast. Have you seen Feast?
No.
Was that
With
the
the
dog?
dog? Yeah, that was a good
sad.
one.
That was a good one. It was a sad one.
But Paperman is just the combination of the artwork with the music and everything. It was really good.
It was really good. The volcano one was kind of nice. It was just simple, but
I didn't like that one.
you didn't like it at all.
I
Just
didn't like it.
it.
Nope. Didn't like the singing. Didn't like any of the. I just didn't like it.
I think Sleeping Beauty is my favorite. I like the dragon, and I love Maleficent.
That's an odd choice for a man.
Oh well, I like it.
I'm a fan because I watched it as a kid. But
I don't like any princess movies.
It's a dragon movie.
It's a princess movie. Is there a princess in it? Does she fall asleep or get hurt at some point?
No,
Yeah.
she's.
Is that Sleeping Beauty?
She got knocked unconscious. Yes.
Okay.
She-
I honestly
She
don't.
pricks her
I
finger.
don't know the difference.
Yeah.
I don't like
No.
Bambi. I don't like Sleeping Beauty. I don't like Snow White.
You have to appreciate
I really-
like how long they must have taken at the time. I want to watch the
Yeah,
whole
I
thing. Like,
agree with that.
like with the big old matte paintings they have in the back, and just they had it all by hand. It's like, okay, that's cool. And
I agree with that.
There's
I
a
really
princess in Aladdin.
I really like the original Alice in Wonderland.
Yes, Alice in Wonderland is excellent. I love Alice in Wonderland, but I can't get into the princess movies.
No, it's too much.
And Aladdin is not. Aladdin has a princess movie, but it's called Aladdin. It's about
Instead of
Aladdin.
Jasmine.
It's not Jasmine. It's about Aladdin.
I would say the most underrated one is it's probably the second Rescuers. I loved
I was gonna say,
Rescuers.
that's so funny. When I was growing up, Rescuers Down Under is my favorite
Yeah.
Disney movie, and I haven't seen it since like
There was a-
1990s.
There was a Lord of the Rings eagle in that, and it was great. think
Yeah,
it's
I remember
huge.
that. A Golden Eagle. Yeah.
I think Hercules is one of the most underappreciated Disney movies, and I
forgot about
love
that one.
Hercules. And
Yeah.
it has its own. It's so many Disney movies look the same. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Hercules has its complete own.
It's stole from Greek.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
I think that style was created a long time ago.
So we started talking about Stan Lee not attending. So is this Comic-Con in San Diego
His last convention is going to be in Canada.
He's done.
when is that?
I think it's over the summer.
Interesting.
I'm
choice.
It's sad. I mean, you only have a limited amount of time, and obviously he's towards the end of his because 94 years old.
94 years old.
He can't keep, and he looks so frail.
Why could you doubt him? Why can't he be a true believer?
Excelsior. I hope he lives to be 150, as long as his quality of life is good. He's awesome.
I bet you he won't.
You know what's funny is when, I don't remember how old Parker was. He was talking at the time when we met him. No interest in me. He was very nice to me, but it was all about, the kids. Who's your favorite comic book character? Fucking legend. I mean, he is so cool. I mean, I mean, do you guys? None of you guys read comics anymore, right? No.
I just pick up the graphic novels or the compendiums when we get to the con, but that's about it.
How do you know what's going? I mean, as big of a Batman fan as you are, how do you know what's going on?
Twitter.
With Batman.
Twitter.
Really?
I get an idea. I wait. I bought about $70 in graphic novels last year and just read them.
Yeah.
Whatever the big storyline is.
One year I spent over $125 on trade paperbacks to read Nightfall and a bunch of Batman books just because I've always liked Batman, but I've never really gone and read just full, other than the Scott Snyder run that's going on right now, which he's about, issue 51 is his last issue.
I read that.
Which is a shame because he's done some crazy, crazy stuff. I stopped reading right after, was it Death in the Family?
That's what it's called.
Yeah. I stopped reading right after that, but I have all the issues, so I need to go back and read them. But
so did you read like Long Halloween and Hush?
Yeah,
And
Hush is great.
Yeah, Hush was amazing.
Have you ever read Killing Joke?
No.
I gotta lend that to you. That
Okay.
is it's right. It's in the living room.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, they're making an animated version of that in both Tim Conroy. Kevin Conroy. There you go.
Wow.
I know, it's bad. I should
Mr.
know that.
Batman.
And Mark Hamill are reprising their voices. And I told you that there's Killing Joke-ishness stuff in Arkham Knight.
Last
So,
time
one day.
on this podcast, we
Yeah, I
talked
know.
about it.
It was a
So
while
let's
ago.
just retread everything.
I haven't beat it yet.
That's okay.
Segueing from talking about reading comics to The Walking Dead,
Yes, which is a comic.
I don't
which
read
is
it.
a comic. I don't know if you guys all know this, but it is a comic. Which is funny. I'll see people at work and they'll have Walking Dead shirts on. I see people. This has happened once or twice. I'll be like, "Oh, are you a fan of the comic or the show?" There's a comic?
It's like, oh, you're wearing a Negan shirt. How do you know who that is?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. It's surprising. You know, I have no problem with people that just watch the show or people that just read the comics, but to not know that one exists, I don't know if he was fucking with me or if he genuinely didn't know. But it is strange
It's Image. It's not everywhere.
Yeah, but Walking Dead is one of the best-selling books. Period.
Well, that's because people who are into it will buy 15 variants.
The month that issue 100 came out, it was the #1 selling comic for the month.
Of course, you'd sell 15 times the amount.
I think issue 150, which came out last month. Fuck, I've been reading that book for a long time.
Yeah, really too long. The aliens haven't came yet.
The aliens haven't came yet. Did you know that's how he pitched it? That's how he pitched it to Image, that it was like an alien thing.
And I still think
As
it's
the
coming.
zombies were aliens?
That the aliens started it. There was an alien aspect to it, and that's how he pitched it to Image, and that's why they picked it up, and then the aliens just never
Failed.
came. Yeah.
Well, it hasn't ended yet, so technically, he's still coming.
It could. Yeah.
I mean, contractually, he's probably obliged.
He still says it all the time, like, "Oh, wait till this issue for the aliens."
And hopefully then it'll come out of black and white because, I can't stand it in black and white. I mean,
Rick is actually an alien the whole time.
Yeah.
that would be a good twist.
Or he's
I think
sleeping and it's all a dream. It's not a dream.
it should be.
We're gonna do Vanilla Sky. Is that what it? Vanilla Sky?
I
It's all
like
a dream?
chocolate.
I never saw it. You like
It's not
Chocolate
good.
Sky?
Yeah.
Chocolate Rain?
It
That guy
happens.
follows me on Twitter. Tezonde?
Yeah?
Yeah. I texted Corey that. He's like, "Oh, it's like 5 years too late."
Yeah, you had your time.
I was very surprised at all the shit that went down in the mid-season premiere. I mean, shit hit the fan quick, and characters that they've built up over the last
One season.
season, yeah. But they built them up as like these characters that like they built up a story that Rick was gonna have like a love interest, and they just fucking axed her. Boom! And I love that he just went cold Rick and just fucking chopped her arm off.
Well,
She was holding back who?
She was holding
Carl.
Carl.
but Carl, she was dead.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
the kid made. I don't know if it was presented correctly because it looked like the kid like you murdered her, and she was being bitten by 18
Yeah.
zombies. So chopping off her arm is the least of your concern.
But her oldest wanted to kill him anyways. I mean, that's the guy that killed his dad.
Yeah, Michonne stabbed. Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Got your back.
And then he just went full Rick and just went out there and just started fucking. And it was cool because it did. And he went over it in the episode that it showed them that they can learn how to survive because Rick didn't trust that any of them could. And now that they're showing that they can.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't yell Carl at all.
Carl!
I was hoping for that.
I'm really surprised that they took. There's a scene there's a picture that's been going around the internet. You can actually cut. They put the show Carl right next to the comic Carl, and the bandage even lines up on his face
is that
where
good?
it's covering his eye, which is crazy.
I like that he was a prosthetic, or like
Yeah.
that was a dummy for half of the shots.
Yeah.
It was really good. Do you watch Talking Dead?
No,
I didn't watch it too, either, but I've seen the pictures of it.
Yeah, like when they carry
I did not know
Carl or lay him down, you know, talking to him when he's not moving. That's a prop.
like him is like the whole Carl is a prop.
Yeah, they replaced a couple between him and the fake, but they had a nice like rubber fake Carl that
It's really, the special effects on Walking Dead are second to none. They really go above and beyond.
The best part of the episode was the first opening shot. In my opinion.
Shot with a rocket launcher. Oh yeah.
Yeah, or just because you're like, okay, here's where they go this half of the season.
Yeah.
They're gonna be with Negan's men.
And then boom.
Yep.
I was just like, I kind of like that guy on the motorcycle. Like he was very
He's weird. And,
And then kaboom. Did you see the thing on people posted it on Twitter and stuff that there's that car in the background?
I seen that
didn't
car.
see anything.
I seen it in the scene, and I was like, oh, that's probably just one of the camera guys or something like that. There's no way it ties into it. And then, but if you think about it,
It could have been Negan watching. It could have been a number of things. If you look, the guy with the guns sitting on his motorcycle. If you look over his left shoulder, you can see a car drive into the background.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Away
could,
or towards the camera?
towards the camera.
Okay.
And it could have just been a mistake. You know, it could have been, but
it's a nice mistake to make.
it put, speculation. Is that Negan? And
Or more of his men or whatnot. Or anything.
Now, I haven't read far enough into the comics to know about Negan. I got to where they're at like this hilltop situation, and like Negan is out doing stuff, but that's as far as I know. I just know he has the bat, and he has Lucille, and he's mean, and they cast someone very well to play him.
yeah,
He's the governor 2.0.
he up until Tyrese died, Tyrese and Rick were my favorite characters. I loved Tyrese. Not in the show because he was.
I was
he
saying
was
the
kind
show,
of-
he was a girl.
He was kind of a baby.
Yeah.
He was a baby.
Yeah.
But in the comic, he's not a baby at all. He's a fucking tank.
Yeah.
He's just Rick's right-hand man, and he just plows through everything. There's a scene where they have to lock him into a gym because he can't escape, and the zombies are coming, so they lock him in a gym, and they just assume that he's dead, and they go back in there, and he's sitting there with his hammer, and every single zombie's dead in the gym, and he says, "What took you guys so long?" I'm just like, motherfucker. The difference between the show and the comic is, in the comic, the governor chops off Tyrese's head instead of Herschel's. Herschel at that point was already dead. Tyrese and Andrea did not get their proper dues in the show.
Yeah, but you got Norman Reedus.
Yeah, and Carol's dead in the books, and in the show she's
Yeah, they're two of the biggest badasses in the show.
Remind me what happened to Carol in the book.
she went to like kiss her sister who was already a zombie, or kiss a zombie, and that chomped on her face. She died in the prison.
Oh yeah,
that's
she
dumb.
was talking to the zombie outside the fence or
Yeah.
something, and she got bit through the fence.
Okay.
No, they had one tied up, and she just.
Oh,
went
is that what
into
it was?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Something like
Didn't
that.
she? Yeah, she wanted.
Didn't they get her neck or something?
Mm-hmm.
That bit out of her throat.
It's a big scene that. Well, she wanted to have a relationship with Lori and Rick, and Lori's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah, that's basically a different character for all intents and
okay.
purposes. Just
It's almost like they switched Andrea. Why can't Andrea with Carol's character?
Andre.
The governor was an okay villain. I like Negan as much as I like Rick. Negan is a fucking badass. He is so good.
He might not even be the same character in the show though. So.
I think he's going to be absolutely brutal. Is it really spoilers? When did the issue 100 came out? They've done 50 issues, so 12 issues. It's been like 4.5
if
years.
they do that one thing that
It's probably been 3.5 years because for All Out War they did.
I don't want to spoil anything for.
Yeah, I know the two people that are going to listen to this.
Yeah, well, people who haven't read the comic that won that the show surprising.
Yeah,
Each
but-
compendium is what, 48 issues?
yeah.
So I'm on issue 96
So you'll catch up.
in the summer when
In the
they
summer.
come out again.
Yeah, but it's good, and he's so over the top. But he's basically Rick. It's two sides of the same coin. They just handle things differently. Negan has like 7 lives.
Wow.
Yeah, and his thing is
Like that
I mean, yeah, he likes Lucille, and she's awesome. But if you fuck with him, if you're a dude, you get an iron to the side of the face, like a lit iron. So you see guys that have fucked with him that just have burn marks across the side of their face. He doesn't take shit from anybody. There was a scene where, or a series of windows where I think they did it in the show too, where some guy tries to backstab Rick and say that they'll make deals, and fucking Negan kills him. Like you can't, Rick's in charge. He's the person I negotiate with. If you're trying to stab him in the back and fucking guts him. I think he did that in the show last season. Or no, it was somebody. No, we're not even at that point.
Yeah.
Somebody tried to go behind Rick's back and they got killed, didn't they? Well, anyways, Negan guts somebody. It's awesome. Minor character, so it's not a big deal. I'm not spoiling anything. It's not like I'm telling you when Maggie dies or.
Yeah, right. You know, one thing that gets me is every episode of Walking Dead, I have to suspend my disbelief when there's like a 75-pound shambling corpse overpowering a 180-pound man, pushing him against the wall. I don't know if it happened this episode or one of the ones I just watched, but it's always so funny when you see a corpse of somebody like snapping at somebody's face and you're like, come on.
I agree with
Push
you.
that thing off.
I agree with you with like a one-on-one thing, but it's always, it's not the one-on-one that's ever been the suspenseful thing. It's the overwhelming numbers. Like when you get like when
I think the part I'm thinking of is when Tyrese was bitten and one came at him and it fell on him.
didn't it surprise him though?
He was having hallucinations, yeah. Because we watched it. Tyrese, I don't know how big he is, but he's a pretty big
He's
guy.
a big dude.
And he kept it close to his face for like a whole minute scuffling with us. Come on, get it off. Come on, knock it off.
But like Ethan Embry's character, you didn't see him, did you? He was in the first part of season 6.
No.
He was like walking through the woods and one like got him. He didn't see him.
That's another.
That's
Surprise zombies.
yeah.
They exist in every episode. They don't make a sound until they're on screen. You could be in a room reading a book with the door shut, and as soon as the camera pans up, there's a zombie in the room. It opened the door, and now it's moaning. Ugh.
Well, I mean, how many of us played The Walking Dead season 1?
I did.
Yeah, it is.
I did too.
Did you?
So
Not the game.
in one
Really?
in one
You
of
should
the
play those. Those are epic games.
they're very good.
And played season 2, so.
In one of the final parts of the first season, when what's the main guy's name?
Lee.
When Lee.
Now I'm gonna tell you he's gonna play it.
I thought Lee died, dude. What the
Okay.
hell?
There you go. So when Lee reaches down and there's that zombie kicking it under the cardboard box, that's more realistic to me in this world than you're walking through and then the zombie's just hanging out by a tree and turns. Like I don't get that.
Yeah,
I
that
think-
one was like in the garbage.
Yeah,
They
it was-
threw it away.
Yeah.
Did
So
you
that's-
did you chop off his arm?
in my first playthrough when I did my PS3 platinum, I did. On my second playthrough on PS4, I did not.
It doesn't make a difference.
It does not make a difference.
So talk about surprise zombies. What about when Daryl was with that couple and they find those zombies they look like they're already dead and they're laying down, and the girl lays right in between the two zombies.
It's stupidity.
Why would you do that? Like, you don't know if they're dead. Do they have?
Did you see that?
No.
It's just like, oh, they were family members, obviously, that they saw that were dead. But it's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
you've lasted this long. Like, none of us know what the time frame is for Walking Dead. I mean,
We have to just assume that Carl's age, like just judged by
So,
Carl's
6
age, so
years?
it has to have been a few years. Yeah.
you've made it this far, 6 years.
You have to keep
How do you
meeting
make
naive
these
people.
stupid
Yeah.
ass decisions? Like, I get it with the people from Alexandria. They've lived there the
Yeah.
entire time.
They keep having to find new excuses to introduce naive people because everybody who survived right now, up until now, should have 6 years of zombie experience behind their belt. You know.
Have you read any of the comics? The character that you're talking about, it was a guy and his girlfriend, it looked like, and her sister maybe.
Okay.
That's
Or
what
like,
is it?
yeah.
A relative, my cousin, whatever. That guy is Dwight, who's Negan's right-hand man in the comic.
Who actually has the crossbow, right? In the comics, he has a
Yeah,
crossbow.
yeah, he does. He does. And I never thought of that.
Took it from the show.
Does he still have
Norman Reedus?
Norman Reedus? Does he still have Daryl's crossbow in the show?
Yes.
Daryl
he
didn't
does.
get back because I was like, that guy's gonna get fucked up because he took Daryl's crossbow.
And he's like, I'm sorry, and Daryl's like, you're gonna be.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like when he said that. I was just like, ooh.
But Dwight is the guy that gets the iron to the face because Negan takes his girl. So
Wait, Negan takes the guy's girl, so he just gives him an iron to the face?
no, he argues with him or something, and
Oh.
I can't remember the specifics, but he gets an iron to the face. So when you see Dwight, his whole right side of his face is all melted.
Very Harvey Dentish.
Yes.
What does Negan look like in the comics?
Slick back, black hair, leather jacket, big, stocky,
Shaved face.
cleanly shaved face.
Right.
Does he have an eye patch? It sounds like the governor.
No.
No.
The governor had the handlebar.
The show. Did he have the show?
Not the
Did he have
show,
facial
no.
hair?
On the comic, he wasn't white. He was Hispanic, wasn't he?
He looked like Danny Trejo.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah,
But yet they didn't cast Danny Trejo, which would have been pretty awesome.
would have been interesting.
It would have definitely changed the series a bit.
But Jeffrey Dean Morgan is that's got to be the biggest star they've ever had on the show. I mean, he's not an A-lister, but he's a fairly well-known name.
You see his face and you know who he
Yeah.
is.
Well, no, you might think he's Javier Bardem.
Yeah.
He gets mistaken for him all the time. All the time.
All the time.
All the time.
I think we had this conversation
He's
earlier that the guy that plays Rick's friend with the bow staff, Morgan, he was in Snatch, so he's been in a couple of movies. Even the guy that mentored him was in the Drew Carey Show. He was in Zodiac, and that's about it, as far as I know.
Well, I mean, Michael Rooker has since seen kind of a career revival, but he was in Cliffhanger and Mallrats. I love Mallrats, but that's not a Slither. Yeah, he was in Slither. That's a great movie.
We all saw that together.
Got your keys out of your truck there.
Oh yeah, I still owe you a PlayStation 3 for that.
Yeah, don't buy me one now.
Very cool.
It was before PlayStation 3 came out, and I got his keys out of his truck. He's like, "I'm gonna buy you one when it comes out."
Oh, that's nice of you.
I didn't.
Maybe a PS5.
Oh, that's not nice of you.
Yeah, when Parker's 18, that's when it comes out.
Oh man,
it's gonna be a while.
That's a long time.
I don't put time in that, perspective that like when PS5 comes out, Parker's probably gonna be like 16.
Well, we'll give it an 8 to 10 year lifespan.
It's out for 2 years, right?
Yeah, and he's 6.
He's 6.
So yeah, probably 14.
Man, that's his Christmas present.
He'll be in high school.
Maybe that's when you can play the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Maybe. No. I think they're gonna do first episode by the end of this year.
So that's kind of weird how they're going to make it an episodical series.
But I don't think it's going to be like a Telltale game. I think they're going to do a section. They're going to do, like, say, Midgar, and then they're going to do up to Union. And
is it so they can pay their employees? Buy this,
Maybe. I think it's so they can get content. They can have multiple teams working on multiple aspects, and they can get the content out quicker because they did the entire game. It's going to take them another 3 years.
Yeah. Okay, Valve.
What?
Okay, Valve.
Yes. Oh, for
Half-Life.
I'll see it. I'll believe when I see it.
Yeah.
It'll be a while.
It took 10 years from when they showed off that fake teaser trailer before they actually showed off a real trailer.
Wasn't that it? There's a longer time between that trailer and the announcement than it was between the original game release and that trailer.
The game came out in '97. They announced a fake remake. It
was a tech demo in 2000.
Yeah, everyone wanted back then.
2008.
2005.
No, it was after the system came out. The system came out in 2006.
It was 2005 when they showed off Killzone 2 for the first time. All the trailers were CG. They showed off that off-road racing game.
You guys want to make a gentleman's agreement?
Yeah, it was E3 2015.
Burrito?
For sure. 100%.
I'm not eating burritos.
A torta?
Sure.
A meal. Make the bet. We'll look it up right now.
What's the over-under then?
We're saying year. Pick year.
E3 2015.
Wait, hold on.
No,
what's the year that the Final Fantasy VII tech demo was shown?
2005.
Yeah, so he said 2005, you're saying 2008.
I'm just saying
Was I saying
after
2015 the whole time?
2005.
No, you said 2005 the first time.
Okay. I'm just saying it was after that because it was not. It was after the system released.
So pick a year. We'll do whoever's closer.
2007.
Okay, 2007. Look it up. Somebody look it up.
I'll look it up. You guys keep doing this.
So there is a meal bet. You're okay with the meal bet?
Yeah, what? I don't have to eat anything stupid, do I?
No.
No, it's not like we're gonna get you like tongue.
The only one who has to eat something stupid is Brian.
Okay, Brian. Why don't you eat something?
Yeah, because he doesn't eat burritos.
Not this year.
That's a stupid thing to eat.
Yeah. You can throw it back in my face that I said I don't eat after 7 o'clock anymore.
No, we talked about that.
You a fucking mogwai?
Can you get what?
It was part of the emergency room.
Oh, gotcha. Now I feel bad.
But I still do.
Unbelievable.
Now I just want to know what this is.
What are you Googling?
I'm trying to find out when this is.
Just put in Final Fantasy VII Tech Demo.
I am.
Can I just...
I owe Corey a meal.
Oh yeah, that was
well.
That E3 was so good. I remember watching it not live, but basically.
That's not the first person that's lost a year bet to you, and it was your fault. I lost that stupid Toy Story bet.
I slightly remember. I forget.
We were debating on when Toy Story 3 came out, and I said it was this year, and he said it was a different year. And I was like, no, because Brian and Lacey went to go see it after Long Beach Comic Con this year, the year before Parker was born, blah, 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 blah. And you had went to see Toy Story 2 in theaters before the third one came out.
I think we saw 1 and 2 and 3.
And I'm like, that's what threw me off, and he won the bet, and I was pissed.
Yeah, for some reason I had a memory of watching in theaters, and I knew the date.
Well, now we'll go get tortas or something after this.
Okay.
But, yeah, I think they're going to do it in chunks so it can come out sooner.
So in that aspect, the tech demo came out 8 years after the game came out.
Yeah.
And it's been 10 years, now technically
11
years since that tech demo came out, or whatever you call it.
So those were closer in time than it is now.
It's been that long. That's so nuts.
Yeah. I mean, well, you look at, when Final Fantasy Versus 13 was announced, you have the entire Assassin's Creed, the entire, all the Mass Effect games come out.
I was like, that's nothing good for Assassin's Creed. They've made like 14 games.
The one's not coming out this year.
Yeah, and the next
it's
one's,
so good.
The next one's in Egypt.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You need like a year off. Come on, it's like, the Call of Duties, Assassin's Creed, year after year. It's just overwhelming.
We all know that Shadow of Mordor was the best Assassin's Creed game that they ever made.
I love Shadows of Mordor.
Good game.
It was a really good game. Did you beat it?
No.
Did you play it?
Yeah, dude, I played the shit out of that game. I just never got around to actually beating it.
That sounds like me at your age. I never beat games.
We still have unfinished Final Fantasy X somewhere here that you need to do.
I'm stuck on Unalesca right now.
I beat Unalesca on my first try.
Oh my, are you serious?
Yeah. I can play Seymour on the Mountain 25 times in a row and not beat it, but I beat Lady Unalesca on my first try.
Yeah, so Seymour on the Mountain didn't take me very long. It's Unalesca that gets me every time, because it's like
Seymour on the Mountain.
You fight her and she's like, oh, this isn't even my final form, boom, and then she just wrecks you.
And that and everything.
Yeah.
Every RPG.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Simpsons arcade game. Mr. Burns has like 6 different... He starts as a big robot and he ends up being like a floating head. No, but in the strategy guide for Final Fantasy X, it says on Seymour on the Mountain, it says it takes a bit of luck. I'm like, that should not be in a strategy guide.
Not you go down the mountain and just grind out for...
I did, in the Calm Plains. You go down to the Calm Plains and you just fight those stupid Hydra things with the snake tails and the
chimeras.
Yeah.
Maybe you just need to play more Blitzball.
The second time I went to the game, I won the Blitzball tournament.
Yes.
I got the trophy.
Do you get Waka's ultimate weapon when you do that?
I think so. I didn't even know that was possible. I thought you just had to lose.
Oh.
Like it was like Mystery Alaska, where you just made it to the finals and.
It's just the odds are incredibly.
Wait, is that like an Oregon Trail thing? Mystery Alaska? What is that? Is that like Oregon Trail?
That's a movie.
It's a movie with Russell Crowe. It's a hockey movie where they don't actually win.
Oh, it's like Friday Night Lights. They get to the end and they lose.
It's the hockey what Rocky is to boxing.
Okay.
Like an up and kind of like.
But Rocky just survived. He didn't.
Yeah, that's what they did. They played a professional NFL team, and they were just
NHL.
What did I say?
NFL.
What's the difference?
A lot.
A letter.
No, I think the NFL they played hockey, and they were in full uniform. And they tackled. It was the whole movie was really kind of out there. It was kind of a mystery.
Yeah. Well,
Alaska.
Yeah.
So, do you guys think that Daryl, Abraham, and Sasha are going to get stopped by Negan or Negan's group before they actually...
They're back. They're already back.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
They saved Glenn.
They said Maggie was useless.
how Glenn survived while they're shooting automatic weapons at zombies all around him. That bothered me. And not a lot bothers me, but that bothered me. I'm like, that fucker would have gotten
He's
hit.
been like 18, I'm going to die right now moments. And they keep on doing it. It keeps getting worse and worse.
I think Maggie's going to die before the season's over.
Why is she stuck on the tower like an idiot? Come on.
Yeah, why don't you climb onto the corrugated roofing like the other chick?
What are you, stupid? And then Glenn, follow me. Run. Keep running.
It was like Sean from Shaun of the Dead when he's by the bar.
Yeah.
Hey!
But that moment where they shot and he said whatever Abraham said, that's pretty...
I guess they really lit that lake on fire. It wasn't CG.
I watched it.
I forgot about that part. That part was awesome.
Yeah. That's on in 2 days. It sucks because I'm all excited on Sundays. I'm like, oh, Walking Dead's on. And as soon as it's over, I'm like, I have to fucking go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, Game of Thrones, same way.
Do you think that... I don't know this. Does Maggie die in the comics?
No, she's in charge of one of the other settlements.
But nothing is like the comic.
There's multiple... In the comic, there's a time jump. I can't remember if it's 3 or 5 years, but it's something around there. And when it jumps...
Aliens.
Rick is almost like a crippled. He's got like not a metal leg, but like a knee brace. He's got an arm brace. When he's fighting the All Out War series, which is when he fought Negan, he gets fucked up, like bad. Like he gets his arm snapped and he just gets the shit kicked out of him worse than he ever has in the series. So it jumps a couple years. He's in charge of Alexandria. Ezekiel is in charge of a place. He's another character. Maggie's in charge of a place. And Dwight ends up being in charge of where Negan was in charge of.
So does that mean that Dwight potentially
Oh, I just gave away. Yeah,
you did. What the fuck, dude?
he ends up helping out.
Yeah, I didn't know either. Don't feel too bad.
You haven't read any of the comics, so it's not a spoiler. And the show doesn't reflect the...
No.
Well, do you think the comic, obviously? And I think that the reason they did the time jump, they're not going to do a time jump in the show. There's just no way. But since they're at Alexandria now, and in the book they're still in Alexandria, they're catching up.
Mm-hmm.
Now that they did a time jump, they can do whatever they want in those 3 to 5 years.
They gotta get George R. R. Martin to really write the Walking Dead books faster.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Got so much to write.
Is it Laura Cohen or Lauren Cohen?
I think it's Lauren Cohen.
Okay, so now that she's doing movies and stuff, you think they'll try to they'll kill her off and write her out?
No, because Norman Reedus he's in a lot of movies right now too, and he's kind of doing a lot. He has a lot on his plate.
So they think you just work with it, just deal with it.
They might,
Probably kill them both.
or Lucille's gonna smash his skull.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Just because you're doing movies now, it doesn't mean that people want to see you when you're not in Walking Dead anymore.
Yeah.
Although
I
it's
can't
done
imagine
wonders
she
for
would-
Michael Rooker.
Yeah.
He's been in a lot.
I can't imagine she would ask to be
Written out.
That sounds.
No, who would?
I guess she said she almost quit the show when she read the script for her having to fucking carve Laurie's baby out of her stomach.
Really?
Yeah. Obviously, that's being over dramatic because you're not going to be like, I'm not going to do this. You have to recast me, and I'm going to lose out on all this money.
I read that Mike Myers almost walked off the set of Wayne's World because he wanted to do Bohemian Rhapsody, and they wouldn't let him.
And then they did it anyways.
And well, then they got it. Like he got his wish and he stayed, but they were going to do something else. So just a little tidbit of.
That's fine. That was entirely his character in his movie, though. It wasn't like somebody else's
show. Yeah, that's true. They wouldn't have had the movie after that.
Yeah, you really don't know what Dwight is going to actually be in the comics because, like, Andrea.
Andy.
You can say
Anson.
It's Andrea.
Andrea is still alive and she's a badass. I mean, Carl calls her mom because her and Rick are together.
I remember. Yeah, I remember that, seeing that in the comics.
So, but Carol's not around, so I'm like, they're not going to switch those characters because there's no way Carol's going to end up with Rick. That just wouldn't work.
No.
That'd be weird.
It'd be more her and what's his face.
Carol.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is still weird. But it's the gray hair throws it off. I don't really know how old she actually is.
She's probably in her 40s. I don't think she's anything. But yeah, the gray hair is a little off.
There's not much Pickens right now.
Let's find out.
Is The Walking Dead better than Better Call Saul?
That is a really good show.
I think you're more invested in The Walking Dead, so it's hard to.
Yeah, I'm obviously biased. Game of Thrones is better than Walking Dead, hands down. It's not even an argument. It's a better show.
What about Vikings versus?
Never seen it.
Really?
Never
That's
watched
an
Vikings.
awesome show.
Josh Donaldson, who's the third baseman for the Toronto Blue Jays, is going to be on Vikings. Or he just was. He was on the premiere.
Nice. I never watched that.
Vikings is like Game of Thrones ish, but on regular TV. Like that show should not be on regular TV.
I am surprised how old Melissa McBride is. Anybody want to take a guess?
56.
Corey. He's
She's
gonna give.
She's going to be in her 40s.
He gets high. I was like 48.
She's 50 years old.
Wow.
Norman Reedus is 47, and Andrew Lincoln is 42.
And the guy that plays Sheldon Cooper is the same age as Andrew Lincoln.
Yes.
That's creepy.
Yeah,
That's kind of weird.
They're the same age.
Yeah. I had two people in a class the other day, and they were two women that had never met, and their names were Amy and Sheldon. And I had to keep calling them together because they were new.
Amy?
Yeah, so it was just kind of weird. Then neither of them watched the show.
Corey doesn't watch the show.
No.
Yeah, so I don't get it.
That Michonne Telltale series is taking place. In the time jump, she disappears, and you don't see her for like 12 issues. And it's going over where she was. She ends up showing up on a pirate ship. Not like a pirate ship, but like a boat, and she has fish. Like they went fishing.
Wait, so the Telltale series explains what happens in the missing
Where she's gone, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So it's going to be a 3 episode, right?
Three?
3.
Oh, I don't know.
So that's kind of cool. I mean,
Well, she's not gonna die. So what's the point?
well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I just got to say that her name was Jessie, right?
The blonde chick?
The blonde.
Uh-huh.
I knew that she was gonna get munched on too when
Rick had love in his eyes.
Well, no,
She got
when she
munched on?
started like
Really?
yelling and screaming, like,
Oh yeah. Once that kid's head got bitten into,
it was over.
yeah, it was so cool.
I like that Michonne took care of business. I mean, you can't let Rick get shot.
And she didn't show like any hesitation. They didn't focus on her character going, "Oh my god, what do I do?" It's just done.
Yeah.
And it's like tight.
Well, that's like, you put Carl at this point can hold his own. Carl is not as good as Rick or Michonne, but he can hold his own.
Coral.
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 How old do we think he is in the comics? 15? 14?
Well, it depends now.
Well, in the show, in the show.
Right now, I think he's probably like
15.
16.
I would say 15.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
he gets laid in the
20.
comics.
he told me he gets some action.
Yeah.
Good man.
That's awesome.
Well, he's like 17, 18, and he has like black frame glasses, and one of them's blacked out, so you can't see his eye.
Oh.
But he's a blacksmith, or he's a blacksmith apprentice. Because they have like
How old is he?
17 or 18 in the books.
After the
What,
time jump?
if it's one or the other, that
After
actually
the
sounds
time jump.
very bad. You don't you read this stuff?
Yeah. Why?
17-year-olds doing it?
Oh, I don't know.
That's
It's not like they show anything. It was like
they don't. They don't show
Andrea.
full penetration.
Andrea walks up into the house. Andrea walks up in the house and she opens the door, and then like him and a chick are under the covers, and she closes the door and her eyes are all like wide, which is funny because it's like an aspect of like regular life. Like if you
Walking on your son.
if you walk in on your son.
Now, we haven't actually talked about Carl getting shot.
Yeah.
I'm glad they did it. Because a lot of the things like Rick getting his hand cut off, that didn't happen. The baby
just
getting
assuming-
shot didn't happen.
I'm assuming with a regular character they didn't want to do a prosthetic thing every single episode, and Merle had already lost his hand, so I'm like, oh, they're not going to cut it off because then he has to have a prosthetic all the time, no matter what. They're giving a regular character somebody that's going to have a prosthetic forever. Although if they give him the glasses with the blacked out or a patch, it's not going to be as.
Did you hear how the damage? The bullet didn't go in the eye.
No, it went like this.
Yeah. So he's gonna have a Tyrion Lannister scar. He's gonna have
But his
whole,
eye's gone.
I bet you they're just gonna put a little, glue right here, sew it shut, and then put a little scar, and he's good as new. Put a little red makeup so it looks like it's swollen.
No depth perception.
He's going to be a liability as far as shooting goes. In the comic, didn't he get like a hole? Like it shows like a hole through his head?
Yeah, there's like a part that I seen the clip from the comic.
It's not a see-through hole, but it's a hole.
But you can see like skin just like.
It's a little deeper.
Okay.
Yeah. Carl has grown leaps and bounds in the show. I mean, he's a lot more badass now than he was when. Stay in the house, Carl. What the fuck are you doing getting out of the house?
Yeah. How many times have you been shot now?
Yeah.
So one of the only things that I was kind of not necessarily disappointed, but I thought the guy from the Wolves, I thought that was gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah, it didn't go anywhere.
They killed off all the villains.
But there's still wolves that got away.
They didn't all die?
No, because they ran away. You didn't finish the first episode.
Then Morgan let like 5 of them go,
Yeah.
but then they ran into
They went to Rick, huh?
outside of Rick,
Maybe
gun
they
them
are
all
all
down like a dog.
That would be disappointing, but maybe you'll find out more. Maybe they're Negan's minions or
No, the anarchists.
They're
whatever.
more like a cult.
Are the wolves not in the comic?
No.
Okay, so this is purely.
Yeah.
What are those people who are the hunters who ate in the comic? Who ate Dale?
But those were the cannibal people. Though.
Yeah.
They already
They're
had
the hunters.
That was the Terminus people. They were-
No, I mean, they never really went over it.
They kind of seem more like how the wolves have just
Yeah.
out and.
That wasn't a
stalking
huge
people.
story arc in the
No,
books.
that ended right there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it kind of has some parallels.
Yeah.
Except you didn't eat anybody, I guess.
But
Not yet.
They ate
Bob.
Bob is his name. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Bob. He had his moments.
Wasn't him and the other girl, Sasha,
Yeah.
together for a little bit?
Now it's gonna be Sasha and
They don't keep around black guys very long.
Sasha and Abraham. They got a thing going.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Well, you could
So
tell
did the one girl break it off with him?
Rosita,
Yeah.
the one that still carries like lip balm and lipstick. in the
He's
apocalypse.
hot, man.
She's
Does her makeup.
yeah. They lucked out with they got Maggie, who's beautiful, and they've got
Yeah, they got a lot of
Rosita,
hot chicks.
and they've got Sasha. Sasha's really pretty too.
But how many black guys have been killed off now?
T-Dog.
3.
Dude,
No, there's the guys from the prisons.
They show the picture of
They were
like,
in there for very
I mean,
long.
what do we got left? The priest, and that guy needs to be killed off.
I don't like him at all.
No,
At
he
least
needs
he's
to.
trying.
yeah, at least he tried to
The
redeem
baby
himself.
thing was.
I
This was the only episode where he was any
Anything,
good.
yeah.
Yeah. Because he was such a hindrance and annoyance.
I was pretty nervous when he took Judith and he was like, "No, I need to do this." I was
I
like,
mean,
"What
he's
if he
like-
needs
he's-
to like make a sacrifice
Yeah,
to
he's
like
on
bring an end
bail.
to all this or something?" You know?
The fact that they still have a baby on the show, that's such a liability. I mean, she could cry at any time. I'm really surprised that obviously they couldn't do away with her like they did in the comic with a fucking turret just shooting her and Lori.
You don't think that's what they're gonna do? I bet you that's what Negan does.
Maybe.
First.
Oh, if I wonder if Negan killed Judith,
It'd be on.
That'd start the war right there.
that would set Rick off. And there's nothing he could do about it if he's surrounded. I mean, it's not like
Wouldn't that be cool?
that would be brutal.
That'd
There's
be-
nothing.
I don't
for
think they could.
No, that show it goes.
They
that
showed a
way.
little girl get shot in the face in the
Yeah.
first episode.
and the two little girls killing themselves. And they,
Yeah.
Mice and Mender.
Oh, Mice and Mender, yeah, look at the flowers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot about
so
that.
I mean, yeah, maybe they've done some brutal stuff in the show because you
Yeah.
can't have her around forever. It's just not practical.
Are you saying it's a liability to have a child on set or to have a baby in like
In the fake universe.
Okay, so it's
On
not
set.
like
And then
Who cares?
on set, that little girl was terrified in the episode. You could see it on her face.
Which one?
Judith. When they handed her over, everybody's covered in blood. You know, and she's a little girl. You
I
could
didn't
see it on
think-
her face that she was scared.
I didn't.
It's not Full House and Michelle Tanner. And,
Yeah.
I didn't even pay
people
attention to
everywhere.
that.
Dude, that show starts in like a week and a half. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah. I better watch that Pee Wee.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
The trailer
Is it
for
Big Top? No, that's Big Top.
Big
Big
Holiday
Adventure,
or
Big
something?
Holiday, whatever it is. Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
still have his bike?
No bike in the trailer. As far
I
as
want to
I've
watch that. Is it called About Love? It's a Judd Apatow comedy, and it's on.
I think it's just called Love.
Is it? It's the
Big
Judd
Love.
Apatow thing, and it's on Netflix.
Jillian Jacobs is in it from Community.
I don't know who that is.
seen. I'll stick with Saul for now.
Yeah, Saul's good,
Do you think every season will have that flash forward?
and it gets closer.
Like,
to
what
him.
if that's like that he dies? Like, if we find out the show only goes on for 3 seasons, but like that day he dies.
That'd be kind of crazy, or he kills himself or something.
Yeah. I watched, it was on like AMC.com. It was all like the Easter eggs from the show.
Uh-huh.
And I missed all of them, but one, he said in Breaking Bad, like at the very end, best case scenario, in 3 months I'm manager at a Cinnabon.
I
And
remember that.
yeah, and I didn't think about it the whole first season. And then when he mentioned it, I was like, oh yeah.
It's a good show. I like that they fucked with that guy with the tequila. Did you watch? Are you watching the current season right now?
Oh,
No, I haven't taped.
yeah. Well,
They con this guy.
he's teaching how to con.
He's conning somebody like he always does, and he ends up they end up drinking a full bottle of tequila that's $50 a shot,
Ooh.
and they leave the guy with the check, and he's like, "What?"
That was basically all that happened in that episode.
It's a good show.
Pretty good. Wasn't it just a good
I'm
character?
surprised he's as good as he looks like a dick in real life, man. He just comes off as not okay.
I watched the Netflix Mr. Show
Uh-huh.
thingy, and 4 episodes, hour
You
long.
want to
whatever.
borrow the original?
No.
I have it.
But at the end, the last episode is the making of, and he almost did come off as like they showed the writers' room a lot, and him and Bob or what are the names? Bob and what?
I don't remember.
Bob and Dave, whatever. Whichever one's which. Anyway, he came off as bossy. It's like, oh, maybe he is a dick.
He looks like it.
Good actor either way.
Mm-hmm. Which is surprising. What else has he done? I mean, really, as like an actor, not like as a skit show or whatever they did.
I've seen a couple things, but he wasn't famous back then.
Saul Goodman's a good character. I didn't think he'd be able to carry a show on his own, but it's been pretty well. You know who came off as a dick too is Dean Norris, the guy that played his brother-in-law in Breaking Bad. Conan O'Brien had him all on the show, and it just seemed like he was playing like a hateful person toward Bryan Cranston because he like fucking got him killed in the show.
Really?
He was like scowling at him the whole time and stuff.
How do you guys think that Morgan and Carol's relationship is going to play out in the next couple of episodes?
Their beef's already done.
Do you think they squashed it, or
No.
do you think that she's still?
I think they're going to have continuing problems, and I think Morgan regrets letting him live, and he's going to have to come to terms with the fact that he's going to have to kill people eventually. Side note, that episode that was just Morgan, you haven't seen it, have you, Corey?
No.
Oh,
That is one of my
fantastic.
favorite episodes, period.
Him and the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very good.
A top 5 episode for me. The first episode is my favorite episode just because it introduced you got to see Rick Grimes on TV, and I was So excited. That was such a good episode. It might be my second or third favorite episode.
Can you do a top 5 right now, top of your head?
Ooh. This mid-season premiere was really good.
Yeah.
I'd put that at top 5.
Would you put the mid-season end of season 2 with Carol's daughter?
No.
No.
No. Although I love the fact that...
What about the end of season 2 where they stormed the farm and everything was burning and Rick turned into a dictatorship?
I like the fact because is that the one where you see Michonne at the very end?
What?
Or you see the prison at the very end? One of them, you see something.
You see the prison, zooms out.
That was cool.
Season? It was the end of season 2 that Ching died.
Yeah.
It was that
came back as a zombie.
final, or was that at the
I
end?
think that's at the end.
I wish that he was still in the show.
Yeah. I loved Shane on the show. Didn't like him in the book. He was just a dick. Even Robert Kirkman said he got to explore Shane a lot more in the show because he just assumed his comic was going to get canceled, so he rushed things along in the beginning. So in the show, he got to explore these characters a little bit more. And John Bernthal was great in that show, and I can't wait to see him as Punisher. But mid-season finale, season 2, I love the fact that Shane's like this big badass, and everybody needs to die, and he needs to do this, and he couldn't shoot Sophia.
Yeah.
Rick's like, I take care of shit. I'm the man here, and he blasted Sophia.
That was a huge surprise.
Yeah.
That was jarring that they knew.
Because she's still alive in the comics.
Oh, the daughter is?
Yeah.
Man, it's been a while since I've read those. Like, I can't remember the first half of that series.
I've read through it 3 times. Once as just reading it as it came out, and then
once you read it as a different person.
Yeah.
You read it in a British accent.
And then once in my tranny get up.
It helps.
He read it in color once.
Did you? Oh.
I read it in Spanish. They have it in Spanish.
You read in Spanish?
Yeah.
You don't understand it.
I don't understand it. I read it. That's how I taught myself to speak Spanish.
With red people in Spanish?
Yeah.
Los muertos.
I'm so excited about Negan. You're not going to see him until like the last episode.
I'm excited for the Better Call Saul Walking Dead crossover.
Better Call Dead.
I don't know.
Walking Saul.
It's like Saul in the apocalypse. He walks
Saul.
in on the set of The Walking Dead. Hey guys, you need a lawyer.
What's crazy now is you have 8 episodes of Walking Dead, and then there's like 8 weeks of a break, and then 8 episodes of Walking Dead. Or 6, is it 6 or 8 weeks? Whatever it is. And then 6 or 8 weeks after Walking Dead ends, Fear the Walking Dead comes in back. And then there's a break for that, and then it comes back. So every 8 weeks, you're going to have new...
I only need somebody hold me over to Game of Thrones.
I never finished the Fear the Walking Dead series.
It got so good.
Did it? Because I was kind of like, with the first episode, I was like, this is kind
First
of...
episode was excellent. I don't care what anybody says.
It,
First episode was excellent. Second episode was okay. Third episode was terrible. And then it got great.
That's where I stopped because I think I have like 5 recorded.
It got really good.
The trailer during Walking Down the airplane, that commercial,
that was
really
cool.
like, oh shit.
The fact that you get to see it right when it's happening, I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the fact that they stayed with the soldiers in the quarantine zone for so long. But now they've gotten out of the quarantine zone. They're trying to go towards a boat, which nobody on The Walking Dead has ever said, let's go on a fucking boat. But this guy he owns a yacht, and he's like, let's go to my yacht. And that's where it ends. He ends on a cliff, and his house is like a mansion. He's like, we can't stay here, though, and he's trying to get to this boat. I don't know if he sent his family off on the boat, and, his kids are waiting there for him or what, but I like the characters on the show. I like Voldemort. The kid, the druggie in it.
Oh, yeah.
He plays young.
Oh, okay.
He's Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah, he's real funny.
I get it.
Junior.
Isn't it Ray Fiennes? Isn't that how they pronounce it?
I don't care.
Oh.
This is America. This is America.
Oh,
His name's spelled Ralph. But yeah, I like the show, but obviously I'm biased. So I'm gonna watch it regardless of what's going on. But I think a lot of people gave up on it, and it's worth watching. And I think it's only gonna get better. Because if people, the first 6 or 8 episodes of the second season of Walking Dead was awful. They stayed on that farm for so long. Daryl was just looking in the woods and stuff for Sophia for so long.
At the time, you liked it.
Boring. No.
Yeah.
I even said that they stayed on the farm for too long.
I was like, after
The second part of that season was great. And then there's been bad episodes here and there, but I think this...
Let's send Glenn down a well.
Yeah. I think season 5 of Walking Dead was better than season 5 of Game of Thrones.
I couldn't say.
I think that's the only season that's better than Game of Thrones. I think Game of Thrones just kind of...
Have you rewatched Game of Thrones at all?
I haven't. I've never rewatched Game of Thrones.
Oh, I've rewatched Game of Thrones so many times.
Yeah, it's good to go back.
But the first season, Game of Thrones is better. All the way up to the 5th season. I just felt that the 5th season of Walking Dead was pretty good, and it had the edge over.
Are you caught up with Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
After
want to say something then.
after too long.
Yeah. He had my season 1 for like 2 years.
So did Keegan. Keegan had mine for like a good year and a half.
Did any of you guys see the last trailer for Game of Thrones?
No,
No, I haven't watched him.
No, it's not anything new in the show. It's like a teaser, a longer one. You know the Room of Faces?
Yeah.
It has like a voice. It shows Eddard Stark's face on there, and it has a voiceover. I can't even remember exactly. Like "Winter's coming," one of his quotes, and it goes through all the like 5 or 6 characters who've died over the years, and it shows what's his name, Robb Stark, then Catelyn Stark, and all their quotes. And at the end, it zooms out, and you see it's Tyrion's face, and then it zooms out even further, and you see all the characters are still alive in the show. It keeps zooming out, and it's like all these guys could die, or will die, or basically.
All men must die.
Yeah.
What's the Room of Faces?
The last season, Arya Stark was in the Many-Faced God temple,
Yeah,
and she snuck away in, or she's not allowed to see all the Room of Faces, where they have all the faces on the wall, hundreds of thousands,
Okay.
and that's what that was.
That's the Room of Faces.
All right.
Yeah.
Were you guys all alright seeing Ryan Reynolds' dong flopping around while he's fighting naked?
Oh, that was pretty funny. I noticed.
Yeah?
That. Yeah.
Hey, at this point, he probably gives 2 shits. Married to Blake Lively. He's got a kid. He's successful.
Wait, he's married to a dude.
I wasn't looking at his dick. I'm sorry.
Huh?
I wasn't looking.
That's all I was looking at. For the record, that Civil War trailer, the Civil War trailers are way better than the Batman and Superman trailers.
I feel like they give away too much with the Batman.
Yeah.
Trailers. Like way too much.
I think I mean, everybody knew that Wonder Woman was in it. The fact that they showed Doomsday was a little disappointing.
And that he doesn't look that good.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's just a mutated version of Zod.
I thought he, probably. I thought he just looked like
It's a reanimated version.
thought he looked like a shitty version of Abomination from the Hulk movie.
A little bit. I mean, maybe he's evolved. I don't know, but I just don't. I hope they don't show Aquaman.
That
they won't.
shit when Bucky tries to shoot. I know it's the Super Bowl one, and tries to shoot Tony, and I shit my pants. I was like, oh my god, have you seen that?
No.
Bucky tries to shoot Tony Stark, and he has an Iron Man glove on, and he shoots into the glove.
It was a quick.
He like throws on a bracelet and just covers his palm.
Yeah. I did.
Covers his palm and he just covers it.
That was bad. I'm so looking forward to that movie.
And you get Spider-Man.
And Spider-Man, and you get Black Panther.
Let's put on votes right now. Name 2 characters you think are gonna die in Civil War.
So we can go on record right as of now.
Yeah.
And
See who's right. I think we talked about this. It's gonna. What is it? War Machine.
War Machine is
and Captain.
Captain America's gonna die?
Yeah. No, I think he's gonna die.
Um,
We'll see what happens.
I agree with War Machine 100%.
War Machine and Black Widow.
I'm gonna say I almost agree with both your picks. I'm gonna say War Machine 100%, and the next one is 50-50 between Hawkeye and Captain America. But is Sebastian, whatever his name is, Stan, a big enough name?
No.
To carry the shield.
He might go.
Because if Captain, they're going to make Bucky the next Cap. I mean, they do. Do you think they're going to go that route?
Go with it?
I would love that.
I can't imagine that. I don't think it's happening. They're not going to kill off any of their main.
Well, think about this.
People.
Contract-wise, none of them's going to keep doing it forever. Yeah. Eventually,
they're going to keep all the main 5 or 6 people through the end of Infinity War.
It might be a good guess to say they're going to kill off Iron Man and get rid of Tony Stark's freaking $80 million pig.
No,
I
think
so upset.
I could. I mean, based on what you all have said, I would say War Machine and Scarlet Witch.
I don't think they're gonna kill Scarlet Witch because they already killed off Quicksilver.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. They're not gonna kill off Black Panther.
No,
they're not killing off Spider-Man. They're not killing off Ant-Man.
They're not gonna kill off Black Panther.
They tried to do Nick Fury already.
Yeah. I mean, War Machine is an easy one to get rid of. I mean,
he's here, but he's just
It could be Black Widow.
That's what I.
But they're both on the same team.
Yeah.
We know that.
So the base of this is that Tony wants to be part of the government and Captain doesn't because he's been
pretty much
rough with.
It's basically Captain America defending his friend while Iron Man believes that he should be locked up.
In the movie, in the book, it was a superhero registration.
It seems like they're making a little bit of pro registration. They have that General Ross or whatever presenting it, but I think it's Captain America defending his friend more than he is it seems right now than the rights of superheroes.
So is this going to lead directly into the next Avengers? Is there going to be something that happens at the end that is Thanos going to show up right there, or is
they said Thanos isn't in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 at all?
No.
I think you're going to have a broken Avengers team that will lead to Thanos seeing weakness or something.
Did you guys see the little screenshot of Guardians of the Galaxy 2? with Mini Groot on the shoulder.
That was so cool. That made me so much more
It's like
excited.
the silhouettes.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
it's just the first teeth. They said first day of production. So
Was it
it's
a
now.
mini Groot on
Yeah,
Rocket's shoulder?
No, it
Or
was
just
on.
person?
It was on Drax, I think.
It was mine on
Drax,
Drax.
yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to think what catalyst is going to occur in the movie, in Civil War, that is going to lead into this one. Because it doesn't seem like it's standalone. Plus, you have Hydra now, which is doing whatever they're doing. Just Red Skull coming back?
Hell, Hydra.
What's his face? Agent Smith. I can't think of his name right now.
Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving. He doesn't want to be Red Skull.
No,
And he was Red Skull. I mean, he played that character very well.
he just want to do one thing. He's not into doing a 9 movie contract.
You mean like the other
And
movie contract he did?
Hydra's really not
A thing.
a thing right now. I mean, if
No,
you
it's
watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they're kind of dissolved. I mean, they're much, much, much smaller. Just like S.H.I.E.L.D. is. They're just way, way smaller.
There shouldn't be a villain across multiple.
What are the gems that they have right now? They have the Tesseract, they have Aether, they have Loki's gem, and they have the purple one from Guardians,
Mhm.
right? What's the fifth one, and where's it coming from?
You said that was all way too fast.
Well, I don't know the names of power, time, space, or whatever.
I don't remember.
Who has the Tesseract right now?
I think they do. I think
Loki doesn't?
No, because he got locked up, so I think the
Yeah,
Avengers
but
have
Loki is now Odin.
it. In the movie series.
Yeah.
At the end of Thor 2.
Yeah,
Oh, I saw that once and forgot about it immediately.
Yeah, that was like the last scene.
Yeah, nobody knows where Odin is. Loki is disguising himself as Odin.
Oh
Okay.
my dear brother.
So they took the Tesseract back with them.
Thor 2 wasn't great, but there was a couple moments like when he was turned into Chris Evans as Captain America.
So funny.
That was pretty good.
Anything with Loki also that.
I'm just trying to think. I mean, where that would, or the fifth stone would come from.
There's a rumor that Daniel Craig quit Bond.
Mm-hmm.
It just came out this week, and they have Vegas odds on who's going to play him.
Is it Elba?
Idris Elba is the second favorite. Tom Hardy's the favorite, but the third and fourth place one are Tom Hiddleston, who I would be okay with. Daniel Craig. I mean, it was like, what did he do? Tom Hiddleston is awesome, but the guy that played, what was the name of the dwarf that was in love with Evangeline Lilly? Is that her name?
Oh,
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. But
In real life,
Richard Armitage.
no, but
we'll find it.
he was on there too. But
Has that guy done anything?
no.
Huh.
But what did Daniel Craig? He wasn't really big.
He's in.
I think Idris Elba
Layers
or
Cake
Tom
and
Hardy would be
Munich.
excellent. But I'm okay with Tom Hiddleston or that other guy as well. That other guy, I think they said is Irish.
How do you say Idris Elba's name?
Idris. Doesn't really matter.
No, I guess not. Just call him Shere
I'll
Khan.
call him Mr. Elba.
Shere Khan the Tiger.
But yeah, so Daniel Craig's what got me into James Bond. I was never a James Bond fan before that.
Daniel Craig looks like a hemorrhoid.
Yeah.
Gold,
Batista was Inspector, and he was great.
Goldeneye 64.
Goldeneye was the only good Bond movie that Pierce Brosnan was in.
I used to play Goldeneye on my lunch break at work because we had someone tried to recycle a 64, and we were like, "No, that's going in.
Yeah.
That's going in the break room right
Yeah,
now."
that's,
Are you looking at the Vegas odds? It was on Child.
Oh no, his name is Aidan Turner,
There you go.
which sounds definitely Irish. Yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, to be honest, I can't get into any casting hullabaloo after everything that happened in 2008 with Heath Ledger, so I just wait until
Hullabaloo.
yeah. Well, no one wanted him. No one wanted him, and then
I like
rumors came out like Michael Caine forgot his lines, and because he was so spooky, and then you saw it. So I just wait and see the movie.
I always like.
Wait, you didn't like the choice?
I didn't have an opinion. I just
You had an opinion. You're a Batman fan.
I've always liked Heath Ledger. 10 Things I Hate About You,
Knight's Tale.
Knight's Tale.
Larissa Oleynik.
Was that the girl from there?
She was Alex Mack on the old Nickelodeon show, and she was in that movie.
I didn't know her name.
Larissa Oleynik.
Okay, it's
She
Larissa
does
Oleynik.
stuff still?
She played a lesbian
stuff?
on. She played a lesbian on Malcolm in the Middle that was obsessed with Malcolm's mom.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Batista was good Inspector. He didn't say anything the whole time he was in the movie, but he was like,
He doesn't have to.
no, he doesn't. He's gigantic, and he fought Bond on the train. He was just throwing him through walls and shit.
That wasn't really.
Spectre, I didn't see it.
Yeah. It was the third best Daniel Craig one because it's almost a tie between Skyfall and Casino Royale. They're both great. They are, and I just watched Casino Royale again, and it's excellent. It's a tie for me between those, and then Spectre, and then Quantum of Solace.
I haven't seen Spectre, but. And it's been a long, long time since probably at your house that I seen Casino Royale, but what you call it one.
You didn't like Skyfall?
Skyfall was okay. Great villain. I didn't like the plot.
Corey, if anything's not 100% practical, Especially if he watches it a second time. He could love it the first time.
When your villain is being chased through the city, runs through a sewer, and James Bond catches up to him right when he's climbing up a ladder, and the guy says, "Oh, I planned for this contingency," and he pushes a button, and a wall explodes, and here comes a train through the freaking wall to land right where James Bond is standing. It's like, how do you plan for that? What the fuck?
It's Joker-esque. He's smart. He's 3 steps ahead.
That's taking the Joker, which is still...
I hear this shit all the time.
It work?
The Joker thing that he planned it out, that he was some like savant genius. Okay, this went like above beyond that. His plan had to be foiled, and he had to run through the sewer.
It wasn't like, foiled. He wanted to get caught.
Javier Bardem?
Yeah.
He didn't get caught. This was after he escaped, I thought.
Yeah, that was after he escaped. He'd have to assume that Bond was going after him.
And so how many bombs did he have around the city? Like, ready to when James Bond caught up to him at the exact moment that, like, well,
maybe that's just one of 12
8B.
that he planted that could have gone off, depending on where he caught up with him at.
Well, that was the biggest standout. I remember I was like, whatever.
Let's just call him in Alaska.
And they should just nuke that house that James Bond played Home Alone in. Yeah, like, let's all go in one by one.
I don't like that about anything. It seems like every movie they just attack one by one in everything. I mean,
yeah. I mean, not every movie, but
when they're attacking one
Home
person,
Alone, they went in 2 at once.
They went in 2 after something.
Yeah, they did.
They just released action figures for Home Alone 2.
For Home Alone 2, not 1?
Yeah, I think it's 2. It might be 1.
Were they sticky or wet? Okay. That's the big
That's the
difference.
second one.
I think it's that I've seen the second one way more than the first one.
Home Alone?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it the better one?
No, it's not.
No, one.
Well, I think I like it better because you got Tim Curry. Yeah.
One has a better message.
What?
Well, I mean, like with the old guy and redeeming his, like,
Yeah.
has a
It's
positive moral values. Yeah. And the second time, they lost the kid again. Come on.
I heard that after she was done with the bird, she was inspired and she opened an orphanage.
You mean, and took players in Anaheim?
Yeah.
The kids in Anaheim?
Yeah.
I would love to. We're talking about Angels in the Outfield, by the way. I would love to watch that movie again, but I can't find it anywhere. I found Little Giants on Hulu. I was so happy. No,
Angels in the
Amazon
Outfield?
Prime.
I have Angels in the Outfield on VHS.
I was going to ask if it was on VHS. Bummer. That's definitely a long-lost movie I would love to watch again.
Best Danny Glover movie.
Lethal Weapon.
He was in
Saw.
Saw, yeah. He was in Saw, too. He was in, wasn't he in Swordfish?
I like Predator 2 better than Saw.
Really? Yeah. That's a terrible movie.
I like all the Predators. Well, there you
Making a
go.
new one called The Predator.
Yeah. Maybe not all. I should take that back real quick.
I heard that Die Hard was supposed to be a sequel to Commando. I've never seen Commando.
Really? That's actually a good movie.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it.
Don't expect him to be over the top Arnold Schwarzenegger because
Most definitely.
his kill count of that has to be bigger than any other movie.
The
He's just impractically killing people so bad.
The remake of Rambo was ridiculous.
I've never seen a single Rambo movie.
The first one was a vet that had like PTSD. And
The first one's so good.
The latest one,
Just Rambo, right?
he
killed.
he fucked up so many people in the most violent ways.
The one thing I don't like about him, there's no like struggle. Like a lot of movies, the hero does well, and then gets brought down, right about to die, and then comes back. In the last Rambo movie, no, he just killed everybody. He fucking slaughtered everybody.
It was bad. It's a great movie, but
My favorite kill in any movie is the Thomas Jane Punisher movie. And I think the guy gets stabbed in the leg and he screams out and he stabs him through the chin, the jaw, and you see the knife go up through his mouth as he's screaming.
Oh,
I still like when he has the son holding the grenade and he like ties a string.
Oh yeah,
and
he has to hold it up, but he's tied down, so if his arm falls, the grenade explodes.
Punisher's mean.
savage.
That's his job.
Have you watched the news trailer for Daredevil?
Yeah.
When he's like, "You're just one bad day away from being me." I'm
Yeah.
like, oh.
I was hoping to see the skull, but there was no skull.
Just the X-ray.
Bernthal's good, man. I thought he was really good as Shane. I don't know what he was doing with him, but he had all the facial ticks and he kept touching his face all the time. It was just like he really got into the
Did you see
Fury.
Yeah.
I never saw it.
No, he was in it.
Yeah, he was good. He was good in Wolf of Wall Street. He wasn't in it for very much, but he was.
What was he? I seen it, but I don't remember. What was he?
He was like the thug drug dealer almost, right?
Yeah. Jonah Hill was trying to buy drugs off him in one big scene and making a scene.
Oh, okay.
And got him arrested.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, good movie.
It is a good movie. It's a long movie.
Did you guys play that Leo?
No, I have not played it.
That game's so awesome. You ever done it? It's a flash game.
Does he get it? Like, can you make him win, or does he just not?
Sorry, tell you.
Yeah.
Well, you never get the Oscar.
So it's a game to hopefully win him an Oscar.
Well, it's so funny. So you run in on the red carpet. It's a Flash game. It says, hopefully you'll get the Oscar. And it's so well animated, but you tap two buttons over and over. You run, and you always chase an Oscar, and you pick up like Grammys along the way, or not Grammys, but BAFTAs and all these other awards. And then you're racing other contenders who are in the race for, I don't know who else it was.
Cranston and
Bryan Cranston was one. But every time you get to an end point, like a little tent, it does a mini game. So one mini game, he's on Quaaludes trying to crawl to his car. Another one, like, act harder. And then levels keep going on. There's icebergs popping up in his way. And a giant Academy Award, like, trying to smack him down.
They should have done like, sorry, but your trophy's in another castle or something.
Didn't what's her face, Kate Winslet, just say that they officially just say that they both could have fit on the
door?
On the door.
Yeah.
Why didn't you give the fucking jewel to the guy that had been searching for it his whole life?
Yeah, but they
just threw it off the boat.
Yeah, they should have everybody should just take on every door in that place as soon as they realize the boat's stinking and canoe them out. Let's go. We got 100 more life rafts here. Fucking boat canoes. This is a discussion for 1997.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll get our Titanic. That'll be next week. We'll talk about
I
Titanic.
guess we're talking about Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Let's go back to 1997.
Did you guys hear that someone's trying to build a replica of the Titanic and have it sail? I would be terrified, because what if that guy's actually a psycho and wants to recreate the incident?
It's like, ah!
Is he gonna pilot it? Is he gonna drive it?
I don't know. It was just
How much money would it? It would be so much money.
That's
The
what
thing is, like if you look at Titanic, that ship compared to like,
Oh, yeah.
like
I was gonna say,
it's tiny.
it's like
the whole thing.
that compared to that. It wouldn't be that much of a. It wouldn't be that big of a ship compared to.
It's like a Carnival cruise line.
Yeah.
It's not the thing.
There's like you have like 60-story
The movie made it bigger.
cruises now.
Anyway, the Titanic.
Yeah. I want to do. It seems like we're kind of winding down. I want to do, and I know Corey wants to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say I want to do about 15 more times before I get to what I'm actually gonna say.
What are you gonna do?
I want to do.
Let's do.
Corey's gonna write a quiz.
I'm
We're gonna have a quiz show on here.
Okay.
And we can have the 4 people that are here, and I want to get Eric and possibly one more person as well.
This is basically gonna be what, nerdy questions, and you're gonna be the
Yeah.
reading champ.
Yeah, but we need to. Yeah, I'm gonna beat you all. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Unless you could put some like corn and Slipknot questions down there,
Why does that always go back?
and
Oh, you're a corn fan?
because this is 1997.
I am, but I was listening to like Red Hot Chili Peppers or like Mumford and Sons.
You like Black Eyed Peas?
No,
I think I like all food bands.
no.
Uh,
Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Tasty.
wasn't there a Limp Bizkit joke in Deadpool?
Yes.
I'm gonna do to you what Limp Bizkit did to the music in the 90s,
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
Nice.
But
Full
no,
circle.
We'll have full circle all the way back to the original.
so we can Corey can write a quiz thing, and we have to develop a quiz show. But we gotta put some sort of stakes on it.
Like physical steaks?
Not like T-bones.
That sounds delicious.
Like the loser buys dinner for everybody else. That'd be fine. I mean, but you're poor. I don't want to make you do
I'm
that.
not that.
He's not gonna be here next week.
Once he starts cutting out all that stuff, I told him that he will be.
Yeah, that's true.
No, but we'll get Anthony and Brian, myself. You're gonna write the quiz, so you're not gonna take the quiz. We can get Eric, and then possibly who else could we get to be
Travis
another
Richardson.
contestant? It's tough to get him down here.
Yeah.
We need to find a 5th person though, and we could do a quiz, and we could discuss what the
I have a couple of ideas for people, but
1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th place would get. I want to eventually do a thing where the 5th place person has to get a tattoo of the 1st place person's choosing.
Are we doing henna tattoos?
No.
Oh, fuck, I'm not getting your
Who
mug.
cares?
I'm not getting your mug on my.
No, it'd be like a unicorn shooting rainbows or something. I mean, it'd be within reason. We're not going to make you get like a swastika tattoo or
It's coming back though.
or something like that. But like,
It's making a comeback.
but there's like fantasy football leagues where the first place person gets to pick a tattoo, and it's not somewhere visible. It'd be like on your
it's a
thigh.
big tattoo. I mean, it's like.
But we could pick like
$half size.
yeah, $half size. And it doesn't have to be somewhere visible, but that would be a fun.
I would be down.
That'd be fun.
Budget, whatever.
Yeah, right. It'd be fudge.
Beast budget. Yeah, just get like the Deathly Hallows right there. That'd work.
No, you wouldn't be that lucky. It'd be like
Final Fantasy VII Comet.
or like a piece of
That
food
would
with corn in it.
Like they just do like a dancing corn on the cob or something.
How about it would be like the first place person gets to pick 3 tattoos and you get to pick which one it is.
That'd be better.
Yeah. So at least
Who
you.
pays for this tattoo?
All of the Smith
I think
family?
the first first person, the person who wins and picks the tattoo has to pay for it.
Everybody can put in like $10, $15 or whatever, $20, and the last place person, because it's not going to be expensive.
We could try to get on one of those Friday the 13th $13 tattoos.
But that would be fun. So we'll figure out who the other people are going to be, and we'll do a quiz show. I don't know if it's going to be next week, because next week is going to be. Do you want to explain what next week is?
I don't know if we're gonna all watch it in time, but I think
We can all sit down together.
none of us have watched The Room.
The Room, I have never seen.
I don't know what. There's a game called The Room. I don't know what.
It's not based off the game,
Discuss it.
I guarantee.
Tell
me what it is.
It's a horrible movie. I don't even know when it was made. A while ago, I think. Like the worst movie like ever made. That's so bad. It's unintentionally funny.
I watched maybe 2 minutes of it that Corey sent to me, and it was just so bad.
It's like cult classic status right now. The guy goes around and he gets all this credit for making this horrible movie that by all rights should never have seen the light of day.
Is it as bad as the Midnight Meat Train?
Midnight Meat Train. I remember. Is that with what's his face?
It's got Bradley Cooper in it and the big Irish dude.
Yeah. I can't think of his name right now. Bullet Tooth Tony.
Yeah, that guy.
That's his name.
That's not his real name.
This one doesn't have like real actors in it.
So
you mean Juggernaut?
yeah.
Is this what I'm reading, that this lady just basically seduces the guy's friend that we're watching?
Yeah, we don't reveal the
No,
whole
no. Yeah. Here's what.
From there, nothing will be the same. That doesn't.
Here's what we do. Okay, we're gonna watch the movie at Brian's house so we can clear his house out. We can't clear my house out because I have kids. You can get Lacey to leave the house. 4 of us will watch it, and I will figure out a way to where we can talk about it while we're watching it.
That'd be interesting.
And we'll talk about it while we're watching it. We'll just talk out loud about what we're thinking.
Okay.
You guys sound good?
Now, this is good timing because James Franco is making, he's making a movie about the making of this movie.
Really?
And what's so funny, there's a character in the movie, his best friend, I think that's who he's like, but his brother, James Franco's brother, is playing that character's best friend in the movie. So it's the 2 Franco brothers acting against each other.
Okay.
And it sounds so perfect to me. I've seen a bunch of clips of it on the internet, and
so we'll after this is over, because we're not going to go over all the details about when we're going to do it. We'll figure out a time we can do that next week, and I will bring all the really super expensive technical equipment that we use to record this.
It's a lot of stuff.
It's a microphone hooked to my phone.
Yeah,
it's an expensive phone.
Yeah,
it's an S Plus.
The cable connecting it looks really good, like a monster.
So we can we'll do that, and then the following week that gives you 2 weeks for it to make a
quiz.
50 questions. Is that too many?
For you guys?
Yeah.
If it's too many,
you know what we should do? We should do 50. We make it to where it's rounds, and people get eliminated for having the worst score each round.
That'd be interesting.
The first person eliminated gets the tattoo.
Yeah. No, and then maybe we can have the losers compete against each other each round as they go. Yeah, bracketed. We'll figure it out.
Can we get categories like emailed out a week in advance to bone up stuff? I think we should do that.
No.
I don't know.
This is all stuff we're all genuinely interested in. I mean, video games, pop culture, just nothing that's too.
So you're not gonna ask who won like the best Grammy for audio cinematography or something?
Who the fuck cares?
That's pop culture to some people.
No, those people are terrible.
I'm gonna ask it's gonna be all Daredevil questions or Deadpool.
The whole thing is just Deadpool.
You could throw in Disney questions. You could throw in all kinds of stuff. Let's make it good, and we'll all get with Eric, and we'll see if we can at least 4 people.
I'm gonna have to have like a list of everything that's in there, and have you guys cross out movies you haven't seen, because it's not fair to ask questions of movies.
Okay, we'll start putting it together this weekend and narrow it down.
Oh,
yeah, 2 weeks.
This weekend?
It's Friday.
Friday. Okay. Oof.
So I think so the next week we'll try to do kind of a movie review while we watch it type of thing. I think that'd be fun.
Okay. That'll be interesting.
Sound good?
I don't know if I should give you like multiple choice.
No multiple choice.
No, just
like first answer?
buzzers.
Who's Gamora's sister?
No, what we're gonna do is we're all gonna have paper pads and we're gonna write the answer down. If you get it right, you get a point. If you don't, you don't.
Oh.
Okay.
So it's possible that everybody gets a point. I thought about it last night when I was going to bed. Of getting this all bells ding but then I'm like, you know what? We'll just all write down the answers so we can keep up with each other. It won't be about.
Where the hell are we going to find bells? I didn't even see what whistles.
Okay, rape whistles, whatever.
Slide whistles.
So that's set next 2 weeks. Cool. All right, then that's the end of this episode. This was 9 to 5 Nerds with Robert Swathwood, Corey Urkel,
Yeah. Goodbye.
Ryan Pasquime.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. And Anthony Smith.
Bye, guys.
So long.